In a world where control and certainty seem to be everything, we often find ourselves burdened by the weight of trying to manage every aspect of our lives. We push ourselves to be strong, to plan, to fix, to solve, always thinking that our efforts alone will determine the outcome. But what if I told you that the greatest peace, the deepest strength, and the most profound sense of security come not from our control, but from trusting Allah alone? This is the power of Tawakkul, the complete trust in Allah's will and His wisdom. Tawakkul is not simply about relying on Allah when things go wrong, but about acknowledging that Allah's plan is always better than ours. It's about releasing the illusion of control, surrendering to His will, and accepting that the best outcome is always the one that Allah chooses for us. When we fully understand and embrace Tawakkul, we unlock the secret to true peace in our hearts. It is the path of ultimate serenity, knowing that we do not have to face life's trials alone, for Allah is always with us, guiding and supporting us at every step. In this video, we will dive deep into the concept of Tawakkul, what it truly means, how it transforms our lives, and why it is the key to overcoming struggles and uncertainties. Join me as we explore how Allah is teaching us to rely on Him alone, especially in our moments of solitude and hardship, and how this trust can lead us to a life filled with peace, purpose, and ultimate fulfillment. 1. Solitude is Allah's way to call you back. Sometimes in life, we feel like the whole world has become silent. Friends stop calling. Family becomes distant. You may feel like no one understands you anymore. You sit in your room thinking, why is this happening to me? Why am I alone? It's easy to believe that this silence is a punishment. But what if this silence is actually a gift from Allah? What if this loneliness is not a sign that Allah has abandoned you, but a sign that He is gently calling you back? When life is busy, we often forget the one who gave us life. We chase our dreams, our goals, and our relationships, and in the process, we become distracted from our Creator. Our prayers become rushed, our hearts become heavy, and our connection with Allah starts to fade. But Allah, in His mercy, never forgets us. He loves us too much to let us go far from Him. So, He removes the distractions. He quiets the noise. He takes away the people we were depending on more than we were depending on Him. He makes us sit in the silence so we can finally hear Him again. Imagine someone calling your name softly, but you're standing in a noisy market. You won't hear them unless everything around you goes quiet. In the same way, when Allah wants you to return to Him, He allows loneliness to surround you so that you finally hear His call. That empty feeling in your heart is not a curse, it is a signal. It is a gentle nudge from Allah saying, "Come back to me. I'm waiting for you." When you're left alone, you begin to reflect. You begin to think about your life, your mistakes, your prayers, your sins, and your dreams. You begin to remember Allah in a way you never did before. The tears you shed in the darkness, the du'as you whisper in sujood, and the hope you place in Him, all of that is a response to His invitation. This is not a period of rejection. This is a period of transformation. Loneliness may hurt, but it has the power to bring out the most beautiful connection between you and Allah. When you are surrounded by people, you may not feel the need to cry out to Allah. But when you are alone, suddenly you find yourself making dua more sincerely. Your heart becomes softer. Your faith starts to grow again. You start talking to Allah more often. You wake up for tahajjud. You read the Quran with tears in your eyes. This is the power of solitude. It takes away the world so you can find your way back to the one who created the world. In these quiet moments, you may start to see your mistakes more clearly. You may realize how much you were depending on others instead of Allah. You may feel regret for things you did, and you begin to seek forgiveness. That is exactly what Allah wants. He wants your heart to return to Him clean, soft, and full of faith. He is not punishing you. He is pulling you closer to Himself. When man is afflicted by a hardship, he prays to us at all times, when reclining or sitting or standing. But when we remove his hardship, he just takes his way as though he had never prayed to us in any hardship that afflicted him. This is how their deeds appear beautified to the transgressors. We call on Allah when life becomes painful. And that's okay. Allah accepts us in every state. He even uses our pain to bring us back to Him. But we must remember that this moment of solitude is not meant to break us. It is meant to rebuild us. So if you feel lonely, abandoned, or cut off from people, know that you are not alone. You are being held by Allah. You are being purified. You are being redirected back to what really matters, your relationship with your Creator. Use this time wisely. Cry to Him. Speak to Him. Pray like never before. Your solitude is not empty. It is full of divine wisdom and mercy. This is your time to reconnect. This is your chance to rebuild your heart. This is Allah's loving way of saying, "Come back, my servant. I am still here. I have always been here." 2. Allah wants you to find peace with Him alone. We have friends, family, work, social media, and endless responsibilities demanding our attention. Sometimes this whirlwind of activity leaves us feeling anxious, restless, and disconnected from what truly matters. But Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows exactly what we need. He knows that in order for us to find true peace, we need to be able to find peace with Him alone, without the constant noise and distractions of the world. When we are alone, stripped of the distractions that often consume our time and energy, we are given a unique opportunity to reflect, reconnect, and find comfort in Allah. This is when the true healing begins. In solitude, we discover that the peace we have been searching for outside of ourselves has always been available within, through our connection with Allah. Allah has placed this peace within our hearts, waiting for us to turn to Him. Many of us spend our days seeking peace in the wrong places. We think that a better job, a perfect relationship, or more material possessions will bring us happiness. But no matter how much we accumulate, the peace we long for seems to slip further away. This is because true peace is not found in the world. It is found in our relationship with Allah. Our hearts, which are often restless and searching, can only find true rest in the remembrance of Allah. This peace isn't dependent on the circumstances around us. Whether we are in a crowded room or alone in our room, the key to inner peace is remembering Allah, turning our hearts towards Him, finding solace in His words, and trusting in His plan. When we find ourselves in solitude, we are given the rare gift of being able to focus completely on our connection with Allah. Without the distractions of the world, we have the space to turn inward and seek His closeness. This time alone with Allah becomes a chance to reflect on our lives, our choices, and our relationship with Him. It becomes a sacred time of healing, a time to pour out our hearts, and a time to surrender our worries to the One who controls everything. This is why Allah allows us to experience periods of solitude. In these moments, He is inviting us to leave behind our worldly concerns and find peace in Him. Allah's mercy is so vast that He knows exactly what we need to heal, even when we don't. Solitude, though it may feel difficult at first, is actually a means for us to find peace, the kind of peace that is not affected by the ups and downs of life, the kind of peace that comes from knowing that we are in the hands of the Most Merciful. Allah, in His mercy, knows that only by turning to Him can we find true peace. When we are surrounded by noise, our hearts become distracted, and we forget to seek the peace that can only be found in Him. But when Allah removes these distractions, He is giving us an opportunity to turn back to Him and find the peace that will last forever. This peace is not fleeting like the peace we may find in the world. It is a peace that calms the soul, heals the heart, and provides comfort in times of trial. As we go through life, it's easy to believe that we need people, things, or external validation to feel whole. but Allah wants us to understand that we are enough in His presence. When we are alone with Him, we do not need anyone else to complete us. He is our Creator, and His love is all-encompassing. His peace is infinite, and when we trust Him, we can find peace even in the most difficult times. During these moments of solitude, it's important to remember that Allah's mercy is always with us. He is never far away. He is always listening to our prayers, always ready to comfort us, and always prepared to grant us peace. When we turn to Him, He provides us with a tranquility that no one and nothing else can give. So, when you find yourself in solitude, do not see it as a punishment or a sign of abandonment. Rather, view it as an opportunity to reconnect with the One who created you, the One who knows you better than anyone else, and the One who can provide you with the peace your heart has been searching for. In these moments, turn to Allah, pour out your heart, and seek His peace. In His presence, you will find a peace that is unshakable, a peace that will carry you through every challenge and trial. Remember, Allah is always near, even when we feel alone. He is closer to us than our jugular vein. He hears every prayer, knows every sorrow, and is waiting for us to turn back to Him. Trust in His plan and allow Him to lead you to the peace that only He can provide. 3. He is saving you from harmful people. It is painful to realize that someone you trusted is not as they appeared. But what if this very hurt is a form of protection from Allah? What if the isolation you feel, the removal of certain people from your life, is Allah's way of saving you from harm? Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows what is best for us. He protects us from what we cannot see and guides us away from situations that could harm us. We may not always understand why certain relationships end or why people drift away from us. It may seem confusing, especially when we invested so much in those relationships. But Allah, the All-Knowing, sees what we cannot. He knows the hearts of others. He knows when someone is bringing negativity into our lives, whether they are doing so intentionally or unknowingly. Allah, in His mercy, protects us from these harmful influences, even if we don't recognize it at the time. One of the most significant blessings Allah gives us is protection, not only from external dangers, but also from harmful people. Sometimes we get caught up in relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, and we fail to notice that these relationships are draining us, hurting us, or leading us astray. We might feel trapped in these situations, unable to break free because of the emotional or social ties we have. But Allah, in His mercy, may choose to distance us from these harmful people to protect our hearts and our faith. We may feel upset when someone we care about walks away or when a friendship ends, but Allah knows the potential harm we are being saved from. He understands the hearts of those around us, and He protects us from their negative influence, even if we don't immediately recognize it. Often, harmful people do not show their true colors until we are too deep into the relationship. We may ignore the red flags, thinking that everything will work out, but Allah, in His mercy, knows when it's time to intervene. He knows when we need to be protected from someone who might damage our emotional well-being or lead us down a harmful path. His plan for us is always greater than our understanding, and He removes people from our lives at the right time for our protection, even if it feels painful. It is also important to remember that harmful people can take many forms. Sometimes the harm is obvious, like when someone deliberately hurts us with their words or actions. Other times, the harm may be more subtle, like when someone encourages us to act in ways that are not in line with our values or faith. They may manipulate us or make us feel guilty for standing up for what is right. Allah sees all of this. He knows when a person is causing harm in our lives, and He protects us by removing them from our path, even when we cannot see it clearly. When Allah removes these harmful people from our lives, it may feel like a loss. We may feel lonely, betrayed, or confused, but this is actually a blessing in disguise. Allah is clearing the path for something better. He is making space for people who will lift us up, not tear us down. He is making room for relationships that will nourish our soul and bring us closer to Him. And most importantly, He is ensuring that we are surrounded by those who will guide us in the right direction, towards peace, faith, and success in this life and the hereafter. It is important for us to trust in Allah's plan and remain patient during these times of solitude and change. Remember that Allah's timing is perfect. He will bring the right people into our lives at the right time, and He will remove the wrong ones to protect us. Even if it feels difficult, trust that Allah is doing this out of love for you. He is saving you from harm and guiding you towards a better path. As we reflect on this, let's remember that Allah is always with us, watching over us, and protecting us from harm. He will never abandon us, and He will always lead us to what is best for us, even if it means taking people away from our lives who are not good for us. 4. He is preparing you for something greater. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows the best path for each of us. He sees the potential within us that we might not even recognize. Every trial, every moment of loneliness, every setback, and every hardship is not a random occurrence, but a step in the process of preparation for something greater. Allah is using these moments to shape us, refine our character, and equip us for the future He has planned for us. Every hardship you face is a lesson in patience, perseverance, and trust in Allah. These experiences are shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the success that Allah has destined for you. The path to greatness is never easy. It requires sacrifice, effort, and a willingness to face challenges with strength and resilience. But through each struggle, Allah is building you up, making you stronger, and helping you grow in ways that you cannot yet see. Sometimes, when we are in the midst of our own struggles, it is difficult to see the purpose behind them. But as we look back on our lives, we often realize that it was those very struggles that shaped us into the person we are today. They built our character, strengthened our faith, and prepared us for the opportunities that came later. Allah never burdens us with more than we can bear, and He always provides us with the strength to overcome our challenges. Remember that Allah's rewards are never limited to this world. The true greatness that Allah prepares for us is found in the hereafter, where the rewards of our patience, perseverance, and trust in Him will be everlasting. So when you feel lost or alone, remind yourself that Allah is guiding you, preparing you for something greater, something that will bring you eternal happiness and peace. No matter what you're facing right now, you are never truly alone. Place your trust in Allah, keep moving forward with faith, and know that He is always with you, supporting you every step of the way. If this video has inspired you and helped you gain a deeper understanding of Tawakkul, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers for more content like this. May Allah continue to bless and guide you. Stay strong, trust in Him, and keep striving for His pleasure.